Good day, everyone. Once again, I am Jerome, and for today's topic, let us discuss about the political self. So, as a student, why should you become interested in politics? And as of the moment, do you already engage in political activities? Say, for example, as a member of SK, or maybe involved in school government or any organizations. Whether we like it or not, politics plays a huge role in our lives. It impacts various choices that we make. Having knowledge of politics helps make you informed voter as well. And having this understanding can help you determine the best course of action for yourself and your family regarding a wide range of issues involving our society. Now, in this discussion, we look into the development of Filipino identity. Identity and different Filipino values and traits that we have, and also a self-reflection in terms of whether you or we have the skills and inclination for leadership. Now, I have this question. Do you think that Filipinos or we Filipinos have truly developed an identity of our own? Or are we still living in the shadow of our colonial friends? In general, when discussing national identity, we tend to focus on being a citizen of a country. The role of culture and identity should never be underestimated. The Filipino identity is not static, and the Filipino self-image can be as varied as his or her background. So Filipinos are even associated to globally renowned personalities like Manny Pacquiao, Lea Salonga, and famous designer Michael Cinco, who have made Filipinos recognized around the world through their talents and expertise. However, being a Filipino is far more than just being related to these notable figures. The consciousness of being a Filipino psychologically defines him or him, no matter how he sees and defines the Filipino. After nearly 3 centuries of colonization by the Spaniards and the final colonizer, the Japanese, the Philippines as we know it today evolved. Foreign cultures, beliefs, language, and religion have left a significant mark on our own, laying the groundwork for modern Filipino identity and culture. The culture of the Philippines is a blend of Eastern and Western influences. The beliefs and traditions of pre-colonial Philippines were mainly an indigenous Malay heritage. So the Malay made a significant contribution to the Philippine history. In fact, the Malay temperament is a basic factor of a Filipino personality, which is best described as being nice and pleasant to other people. When the Spaniards colonized the islands, the Hispanic culture influenced the natives. Christianity became the dominant religion, and the Western-based social and political organization was established in the Philippines. The Americans, on the other hand, shaped the modern Filipino culture, as this is primarily manifested by the widespread use of the English language in the Philippines today. It was from these influences that formed the Filipino character. Now, psychologist and educator and the former chairman of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Patricia Licuanan, wrote the strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character, which are rooted in the following factors. First, the home environment, wherein Filipino children are taught to value Filipino family or value the family and give it primary importance. Second is social environment, which is characterized by depending on one another to survive. This dependence on relationship and the struggle for survival make Filipinos group-oriented. The third is culture and language, which depicts openness to foreign elements with no basic consciousness of our cultural core. The Filipino colonial mentality, which gives importance of the English language in our educational system, and for being an avid follower of Hollywood celebrities and products over our very own Filipino counterparts. Fourth is history. The colonial history is regarded as the culprit behind our colonial mentality. It is also unfortunate that well-off families in the Philippines are even more westernized in many ways. Present-day media also reinforce these colonial influences. Then we have the fifth, the educational system. So this is also instrumental in molding the strengths and weaknesses of Filipino character. Schools are highly authoritarian. Children learn that children who are well behaved and obedient are praised and rewarded. And the sixth is about religion. Filipinos are religious, right? So religion taught us optimism and also being resilient. And we have economic environment. The financial difficulties of Filipinos drove them to work and take risks to go to foreign land or foreign countries and leave the family. So this further developed the ability to survive. And we have the eighth factor, the political environment. Unfortunately, our political environment and systems are fraught with problems. The economic and political environment are among the elements that have developed the culture of corruption in the Philippines. And we have the ninth, which is the mass media. We notice that the emphasis of mass media reinforces the colonial mentality. And this emphasis on the superiority of imported brands and other products. And number 10, leadership and role models. Filipinos are giving high respect to authority, and we lean on our leaders as our role models. Any person with authority is highly looked up to, and when they commit mistakes or violations, Filipino mindset is affected in a negative way. Now we have here the strengths of the Filipino character, wherein we Filipinos are proud of these traits. First is pakikipagkapwa-tao. This is demonstrated in the Filipinos' openness, helpfulness, and generosity. The practice of bayanihan or mutual assistance, and the famous Filipino hospitality. Second is family orientation. Filipinos possess a genuine love for family. This love is shown through giving honor and respect to parents and also our elders. Personal sacrifices are endured for the welfare of the family. Strong family orientation has given Filipinos a sense of belonging and security. Then we also have the trait of joy and humor. Filipinos are fun-loving and cheerful. And various celebration and fiestas and social gatherings demonstrate Filipino joy and humor. Even in the most trying times, Filipinos will always find a way and reason to laugh and smile. And this pleasant disposition has contributed to our ability to overcome life's challenges. Fourth is flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. Filipinos are known in adjusting and adapting to any situation. We can improvise and become resourceful to make use whatever to create and to produce. Then fifth, we have hard work and industry. Filipinos really value hard work, and many Filipinos who work abroad are appreciated because of being industrious. Six, we have faith and religiosity. Filipinos value faith and being religious. This can be related to our bahala na mindset, which is sometimes referred as fatalistic trait, but there is actually a positive side of it. Having a positive attitude or pampalakas loob to move into action, that is bahala na. And then we also have number 7, which is ability to survive. Filipinos can endure and have survival abilities. We look forward for the coming of better days. This trait is the reason why Filipinos continue to carry on even through hard times and economic difficulties. Now let's take a look on the weaknesses of the Filipino character. This refers to the attitudes that are mostly criticized, that we Filipinos need for redirection, or these areas need improvement for us to grow and develop as well. First is extreme personalism. Filipinos are said to function in the world by personally relating to things, events, and people. This is where the palakasan system is rooted, where people are wanting or wanted to give or to ask for special treatment and always look for inside connections. This may result to graft and corruption. So second is extreme family-centeredness. While family is valued above anything, extreme family-centeredness is manifested in our political system, where political dynasties rule over and elected government posts, even starting from barangay level. Third is lack of discipline. There are many instances where lack of discipline is applied. Firstly, the so-called Filipino time, wherein Filipinos are known to be always late. We arrive late or we start our events or program late. This eventually affects productivity since global trends strictly follow the schedule. Number 4 is passivity and lack of initiative. Some Filipinos strongly relied to leaders and the government to solve the problems. For example, traffic problems, and waste problems, some individuals have no initiative to contribute for the solution. Then we also have colonial mentality. Filipinos love anything that comes from foreign land. Colonial mentality is connected with the feelings of inferiority of our own products, and we think that imported goods and foreigners are superior. 6 is kanya-kanya syndrome. This is completely being insensitive to the needs of others. This is exemplified with one's personal and in-group interest. This totally dampens the sense of cooperation. And another negative trait associated with kanya-kanya syndrome is the so-called crab mentality, where a person wanted to pull other person down. And another example of this is bashing and bullying others, putting negative comments to other person through social media or any other platform. The number 7 is lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. It is an expression that Filipinos are madaling makalimot and keep on repeating the same mistakes. The very example is that the traditional politicians are keep on re-elected to the office. So despite of these weaknesses, there is still much good in the Filipino character. And let us just find ways to grow and develop. Now moving on, let's take a look on the aspects of leadership. What makes one a good leader? Leadership is a process of social influence which maximizes the efforts of others towards the achievement of a goal. Now, there are key elements of this definition. First, leadership stems from social influence, not authority or power. Second, leadership requires others. And then third, no mention of personality traits, attributes, or even a title. There are many styles, many paths to effective leadership. And then fourth, it includes a goal, not influence with no intended outcome. Now, I have this question. How do you evaluate your political self? Okay, politics is sometimes controversial and debated topic. The term political skill or political involvement generally elicits more negative than positive perceptions, but it is not inherently a bad thing. Politics is neither good nor bad. In fact, political skill is a necessity, and when used appropriately, leaders can use their political skills to create positive outcomes for themselves and for others in the community. Being political savvy is having the ability to maximize and leverage relationships in order to achieve organizational, team, and individual goals. Leaders with political savvy can use their political skills to successfully meet their organization's leadership challenges and to improve the performance and productivity of their teams. Possessing political skill will enhance a leader's effectiveness at work, improve their team's performance, and improve their own chances of career advancement. Now, I would like to share to you the 6 characteristics associated with political skills. Behaviors that are genuine, authentic, straightforward, and effective are associated with political skills. Leaders who are not politically skilled can come off as manipulative or self-serving. So politically skilled leaders are masters of these 6 characteristics. First, social astuteness. So these socially astute managers are good at reading people's non-verbal behaviors and can intuitively sense the motivation of others. By being more perceptive of yourself and others in social situations, you can improve your self-awareness and better interpret others' behavior. Second is interpersonal influence. Those who are effective at exerting interpersonal influence on others build strong interpersonal relationships through establishing good rapport, communicating well, and getting others to like them. By becoming more comfortable with your interpersonal leadership power, you can improve your judgment and know when to assert yourself, resulting in a more cooperative relationship. Third is networking ability. Leaders who possess a strong networking ability build friendships and beneficial working relationships by garnering support, negotiating, and managing conflict. Skilled networkers know when and how to develop and leverage others to obtain the needed resources to accomplish both personal and organizational tasks. They are also seen as willing to reciprocate and have a network perspective. Fourth is thinking before speaking. Leaders with political skills have impulse control. They tend to choose their organizational battles wisely and size up situations before deciding how to present ideas to others. Managers who actually consider whether or not to voice a thought or a feeling and who are thoughtful about the timing and presentation of what they have to say are less likely to derail their careers. Then fifth, managing up. Leaders need to be able to skillfully communicate with their bosses, higher-ups, and so on. But political savvy also involves maintaining good relationships with people at all levels in the organization. And finally, we have sincerity. Politically skilled individuals display high levels of sincerity, integrity, authenticity, and genuineness. They are honest, open, and forthright, inspiring trust and confidence. You too can develop these skills. Be genuine with everyone and be an authentic leader. Thank you.